Ready, set, go, ready, set. It's the Ready, Set, Go show. Ready, set, go, ready, set, go. It's the Ready, Set, Go show. Ready, set, go, ready, set. It's the Ready, Set, Go show. Ready, set, go, ready, set, go. It's the Ready, Set, Go show.
Everybody now.
Ready, set, go, ready, set. It's the Ready, Set, Go show. Ready, set, go, ready, set, go. It's the Ready, Set, Go show.
What? Stop?
No, go.
It's time for the Ready, Set, Go show with Miss Katie.
Hi, everybody. Now it's time to move, and we have a song about moving like animals today. These are all animals you might see in your yard or on a walk, whether you live in a city, small town, or in the country. One of the animals in the song is an inchworm, and the way you can make an inchworm is taking one finger and straightening it out and then bending it, and then keep going, straighten, bend, straighten, bend. And another animal in the song is a fish. If you clap your hands together and then wave them back and forth, it looks just like a fish swimming in the water. I can water like a duck and swim just like a fish. I can arch like a cat. What do you think of that? I can inch like an inchworm and flap just like a bat. I can hop like a bunny. I don't care if I look funny. I can climb like a squirrel and slither just like a snake. I can jump like a frog on a log in a bog. I can creep like a spider and wiggle just like a worm. I can stretch like a dog. Now do me a favor and sing along. I can water like a duck and swim just like a fish. I can arch like a cat. What do you think of that? I can inch like an inchworm and flap just like a bat. I can hop like a bunny. I don't care if I look funny. I can climb like a squirrel and slither just like a snake. I can jump like a frog on a log in a bog. I can creep like a spider and wiggle just like a worm. I can stretch like a dog. Now that's the end of this silly song. Hannah is 2 years old, and she wants to hear a story about two bunnies, one with brown fur and another with white fur. So here's the story about two bunnies named Hopper and Skip. But first, the story song.
Now sit back, relax, off we go. Sit back and relax, off we go. It's a special time, one of the best times of the day. It's time to listen to a story. Hooray!
Once upon a time, there were two little bunnies named Hopper and Skip. Hopper had brown fur and Skip had white fur, but they both had long ears and bright eyes. Another thing they had in common was the fact that they were always being called cute. Neither one of them liked that. Hopper said,
I want to be called strong, not cute.
Skip said, I'm not cute, I'm fast. Hey, Hopper, why don't we make a race course so we can show everybody how strong and fast we are?
Ooh, that sounds fun. We can make a long course that goes through the field, along the river, by the forest, and the finish line can be right near the lake.
So Hopper and Skip ran the course they made each and every day. It was clear that they were getting stronger and faster with every practice. They invited their bunny, squirrel, and chipmunk friends to come run with them, but most of the time, they only ran part of the course or stopped to play chase or other games. Finally, it was the race day, and all of the animals were invited. Hopper and Skip put up festive balloons at the start line and the finish line and red flags along the course. They made trays full of carrots, lettuce, and celery, which they set out on logs at the finish line, too. Gray Hair, the oldest and wisest rabbit, was given the honor of starting the race. Gray Hair called all of the animals to the start line and then said,
Ready, set, go!
And all of the bunnies, squirrels, and chipmunks dashed away. They all raced through the field, but then some started to slow down and even walk. One chipmunk said, "Oh my goodness, I'm tired." One of the squirrels said,
Me too.
So they decided to go for a swim in the river to cool off. But Hopper and Skip had been practicing every day, and they were in tip-top shape. Hooray! They shouted as they ran across the finish line together and won the race. Friends and family members were there to cheer for them at the finish line. Hopper and Skip did a happy dance that they had made up. 3 hops, then circle to the right and circle to the left, high five the right front foot and then the left front foot, do a handstand followed by a roll and then a final jump. After the race, all of the animals enjoyed eating the carrots, lettuce, and celery. Even the chipmunk and squirrel who went for a swim eventually found their way to the finish line. Hopper and Skip gave special shiny medals to all of the animals who ran in the race. The medals said, "I am super strong and fantastically fast." Then Hopper asked the racers,
Hey, do you want to learn the happy dance?
"Yes!" they shouted together. So Hopper and Skip turned on some music and taught it. After that, the animals got into one big circle, and on the count of 3, they said the words that were printed on the medals. I am super strong and fantastically fast. And then they cheered and gave each other high fives. The racers were tired but happy after such a fun morning race, so they decided to keep on running and doing the happy dance together all summer long. As Hopper and Skip were pulling down balloons after the race, Skip said, "Did you ever hear the words 'you are cute' today?" Hopper smiled and said,
I think I heard it once or twice, but I don't care because I heard the words, you are strong and fast even more.
Skip nodded and said, "The best thing is we can tell ourselves we are strong and fast. And you know what? It's true." The end. Well, today we have Layla with us, who plays the violin. Hi, Layla.
Hi, Miss Katie.
How old were you when you started to play the violin?
I was about 3 or 4.
Wow, I bet some of our listeners are 3 or 4 today.
Hi, kids.
What made you choose this instrument?
Well, I was little, and so I have to listen to what my mama told me, but my mommy told me that I had watched a TV program with the lady playing the violin, and I told her that's what I wanted to do. So I kept bugging my mom, and she went and got me a violin and found me a teacher when I was about 3 or 4 years old.
Well, that was really nice.
Yes.
Can you describe how the violin looks and what it's made out of?
Sure. So, a violin, for all you kids out there, it's sort of like having a doll or maybe your favorite truck. It's hard, like a piece of wood that's usually made out of a piece of wood, and you can carry it around like you have a big truck or a doll, and it's got at the top of it, it's got some swirls that look like the top of an ice cream cone. It's called a scroll. And in the middle of it, it's got another piece of wood called a bridge, like the bridge you drive over with your car. And it has a place for you to put your chin, and it has 2 holes on it called the F holes, like the letter F. It also has another piece to it called a bow. And what's really fun about that, Miss Katie, is that on my bow, whenever I hold it by the frog. And whenever I play my violin and I put my bow across the strings of my violin, what makes the sound is horsehair. They have ponies all over the country that they let their tails grow really long, and then they go and give them a haircut, and then they wash the hair, and then they send it to the violin makers, and then they put it on the bow for violin players to use when they play their violin.
Wow, I've never heard about that. That sounds really cool. I have never heard about horses that are used specifically for violins. My goodness, that's pretty special.
It's fun.
Can you play it so we can hear how it sounds?
Sure. So there's 2 ways that we can play a violin. And really, it's not just the violin that can be played this way. If you look at an orchestra, which is a group of musicians we have a big bass player that will stand up with something that looks like a giant violin. And then we have a cello, which those people in an orchestra, they look like they have a violin that they're holding right between their knees. And then we have something called a viola, which is a little bit bigger than a violin. And then we have the violins. All of those stringed instruments we can play two different ways. Let me show you. First way we can play it is by something we call pizzicato, which I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to pluck the strings. The violin has 4 strings. The highest one is like a mouse. We call it the E string. It sort of sounds like a mouse squeak. My next string is the A string. The next string is the D string, like daddy. And the next one is the G string. It's the lowest string. It's grumpy. That's called pizzicato. Then the next way I can play the violin is now I'm going to take my right hand. Everybody stick your right hand up in the air. And I'm going to grab my bow by the frog. Now that I have my hand around the frog, I'm going to play the open strings with my pony hair that I told you about that's attached to my bow. Here is my A string, my D string, my G string, and my E string. That's how you make the violin sound.
That was so pretty. I like both ways. Do you have a favorite way to play?
I like to play with my bow because it makes the sound larger and bigger so everybody can hear.
Okay, well, that is interesting. Do you like to play alone or with other people best?
I like to play both ways, and here's why. Sometimes when you're with other people and you have a favorite song, it's so much fun to be able to play by yourself and have everybody sing along. But I also love all of my friends that play music, and when we get to play music together, we can make all sorts of music and all sorts of sound because there are more of us to do it.
Why do you think music's important?
That's my favorite question. Music is important because it doesn't matter where you go, anywhere in the world. You can go to China, you can go to Mexico, you can go to California or Europe, and everybody can read the same music. It doesn't matter if you don't know their language. Everybody can sit down and read music together and play a song that all sounds the same. Music is also important because it helps our brains grow in ways that help us make really good decisions and help us do things that sometimes are hard. But the best reason to do music is that whenever you have a group of friends that play, everybody can play together.
I think those are all really good reasons. Is there anything else we should know about the violin?
Yes, that whenever you're 3 years old, you can start playing an instrument too.
I guess you could play if you were 4 or 5 or even 20 or 50, right?
Yes, I have students that go from the ages of 3 years old to 75.
I would love to hear you play again.
Well, I would love to play for you all. So boys and girls, I'm going to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. But did you also know that you can sing your ABCs to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Give it a try.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Bye, boys and girls.
Now it's time to make the world a better place.
I am smart, I am kind, I am good. I'm creative and I'm strong, so I should know my words make a difference and my actions too. I'll make the world a better place, that's what I'm going to do.
How are you going to make the world a better place today, Miss Katie?
One way to make the world a better place is by doing something you really love to do and then sharing it with somebody else, or even your excitement about it with somebody else. One thing I love to do is make up songs to sing. I wrote one about making the world a better place this way, and it's called Making Sunshine for the Journey. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
All right. I'm making sunshine for the journey. I'm making sunshine for the journey. I'm making sunshine for the journey, and I'm making it right now. That's the first part of the song, and I'm going to keep working on it and see if I can add more another time.
How fun.
Thanks. How are you going to make the world a better place today, Layla?
I'm going to go outside and enjoy the sun, and then I'm going to go inside and play some more music.
Well, I'm so glad you said that, because we are about to hear the Inside and Outside song, which helps us think about what we can do today to have more fun.
When I'm outside or inside, I think, learn, and grow. When I'm outside or inside, there's so much to know and do and think and play. Yay for today!
For our nature activity today, you can go outside with a piece of paper and a pencil or crayon and sit somewhere for a few minutes or go on a walk and count how many animals you see. If you want, you can make a chart that shows how many animals you find with 2, 4, 6, or 8 legs. Bugs have 6 and spiders have 8. Write the names of the animals or have an adult write the names using really big letters so you can trace them. Later on, when you go inside, you can draw a picture of one or more of the animals that you saw. You can draw the animals on their own, or you could draw the animals in the place where you found them. Were they sitting on a branch in the tree or running on the grass? Maybe you found a bug under a rock. If you found a bee or butterfly, was it near a flowering bush? Did you see birds flying in the sky? You can write the names of the animals on this picture too if you want to practice more writing. I hope you have a fun outside and inside adventure today. Well, thank you so much for being here with us for the Ready, Set, Go show today. It's time for the goodbye song.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for doing all the things that you do. Until the next time, hope you have a lot of fun. Remember to be kind to everyone.
Bye-bye. The Ready, Set, Go show is part of the Possibilities podcast platform.